Hey lovelies! Now we all know smoothies are an awesome way to start our day, but it's actually been a while since I have shared new smoothie recipes. Today I am fixing all that with 5 new awesome flavors for you guys to give a try to. These are really fun and fresh tasting, and they are all inspired by pink and purple hues, which I am just loving. To kick things off today, I am making what I'm calling my grapefruit sunrise smoothie. How pretty is the color in this guy? It all starts with my blender, of course, as all smoothies do. Into the blender, I am going to add some strawberries, some peaches. I always use frozen peaches because they're easy to find all year long. If you have the benefit of making this during peach season, of course, fresh is always a great option. To that, I am going to add a little bit of honey for sweetness, and then I've got a whole lot of grapefruit juice. Now, if you're not a fan of grapefruit juice, it can be a bit bitter, so you can swap in some OJ here. That would be really delicious as well. But I am a big fan of grapefruit juice, not only because I think it tastes delicious, but also it packs a ton of wonderful nutrients. We're going to get the lid on our blender here and give this all a whirl. And there you go, a healthy, citrusy way to start your day. Next, for even more citrusy tastiness, we are making a cherry lime smoothie. Now, I absolutely love cherries, but of course they're on the more expensive side if you buy them fresh. That said, if you buy them frozen, you can get way better deals. So I am using frozen cherries in this recipe. Today, I'm going to add a whole heaping helping of them to my blender. To that, I am going to also add a little bit of mango. I love the combination of cherries and mango. It's so nice and tart. Speaking of tart, we're going to add even more great tartness with some lime. I'm adding the zest and juice of 1 whole lime to this. And then I'm going to cut that tartness by adding a little honey to my blender. Now you always have the option to use agave here instead of honey, or you can leave the additional sweeteners out and just let that fruit do all the sweetening work. All of those are great options. Now in this recipe, I'm going to be adding some coconut water, but you could swap in some regular water here or even some ice cubes if you like a nice cold smoothie. Once you've blended that all up, what you end up with is this super ruby red and super delicious smoothie. I'll just say it, of all the smoothies in this video, and there are some delicious ones, this one is my very favorite. I recommend putting it on your must-try list. Next up, I've got a dessert-inspired smoothie for you. This is a raspberry cheesecake smoothie, so you know it couldn't possibly be bad. It all starts with some raspberries in my blender. To that, I am going to add some yogurt. In this case, I'm actually using some plain yogurt, but you always have the option to use vanilla flavor yogurt instead. I'm also adding about a tablespoon of cream cheese. That's how we're going to get that tangy cheesecake flavor. To amp up the cake factor, we are going to be using some vanilla flavored protein powder. You could also consider using chocolate protein powder and making a chocolate raspberry cheesecake smoothie, which would not be bad. In fact, I wish I had thought of it sooner. We'll keep that one on the list for later. I'm adding a little additional sweetness to this with some honey, but if your protein powder is amply sweet, you may not need it. Totally a matter of taste and preference. Finally, I'm going to top this all off with some unsweetened almond milk and give it a whirl. Come on guys, a healthy dessert-inspired recipe. Can you think of a more delicious way to face your day? I can't. Next, for another citrus-inspired smoothie, I have what I'm calling my citrus beet smoothie. For this recipe, of course, I am using some beets. These have been steamed, peeled, and chopped. They're going right into the blender. To that, I am also going to add some chopped blood orange. Now, if you can't find blood orange, any kind of orange will do here. They're all really, really delicious. I just love the look of blood oranges. Once you've got that tastiness in your blender, you can go ahead and add a little bit of grated ginger. The ginger is a super nice complement to all those citrusy flavors. And then finally, we are going to be adding some orange juice to this. If you're not a fan of adding juice to your smoothies, you could also add some coconut water here, and that would be really good as well. We'll just hit that blend button, and basically, you've got a breakfast that simply can't be beat. Finally, on today's smoothie extravaganza, we are making what I'm calling my plum perfect smoothie, which of course features a whole lot of plum goodness. Now I've removed the stone from my plums and given them a quick chop. We'll get those into the blender. To that, I'm also going to add some blackberries. We know blackberries are just loaded with antioxidant goodness and of course super nutritious, so just pile those in. To that, I'm also going to add a banana. This is just for some creaminess. I'm going to add a little honey for sweetness and then top it all off with my unsweetened almond milk. My favorite part about this smoothie is actually its gorgeous color. When you hit blend, you'll see it turns this unbelievable shade of purple that you know just has to be good for you. Fact. Guys, I really hope you will give all 5 of these awesome ideas a try. And if you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me a photo because as always, I love seeing your kitchen creations. I'll be sharing brand new smoothie recipes over the next few weeks. So if you have any inspiration you'd love to share, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. You guys are always the inspiration for the recipes on this channel, so share away. And finally, if you have not already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.